just went through a breakup.
Hello everybody, welcome to our channel. Ciara, the singer, talks candidly about overcoming heartbreak following her relationship with Future. She also discussed her path to self-love and dating when she was a single mother. She also mentioned trying to locate her. Russell Wilson is a soulmate. Many of us are aware of Ciara's relationship with Russell Wilson, her husband, and the rapper Future. I will, however, provide you all a backstory for those of you who are unaware. Ciara began dating Future, a rapper, a few years ago. After they began dating while they were working on some music together, they finally had a child together named Future. At one point, Ciara and Future were engaged and in a relationship, but there were problems in their relationship, and I firmly think that Ciara was attempting to make a perfect relationship out of a less than ideal circumstance. Future gave birth to 3 more babies. Ciara became 4th baby mum after she fell in love with him when they were dating. Thus, it was rather disorganized. Ciara was ridiculed on the internet for that. They thought she was stupid. They thought, girl, why are you having children with this rapper? Additionally, because she was friends with the other baby mums, she was even being dragged. They say, Ciara, at this moment, you are playing yourself. Ciara wanted to get married and start a family with a Future because she was receiving a lot of criticism. But Future was not husband material. Future truly didn't want to be forced into marrying Ciara, despite the fact that they were engaged. He's a rapper. Women were swarming to be with him. Furthermore, Future wasn't really excited about getting married, and he was reportedly still playing around with Britney, one of his other baby mums. Future and Ciara ultimately decided to call off their engagement, but Future wanted to make it clear that he was the one who did it.
The engagement was being called off. I called it off way before any cheating rumors ever came out.
Yeah.
The engagement was already out.
Was it mutual? Was it like, okay, we both agree this ain't gonna work, or was it you saying this ain't gonna work?
I said it wasn't gonna work.
How did she respond?
She was like, you know how she responded?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
You can now see the Future giggling at the fact that he broke Ciara's heart. Indeed, Ciara experienced heartbreak at one point, but she had to go through a process to gain perspective on her circumstances. Now that she had her son, she needed to understand that she deserved better. She was aware that she would never again date men like Future. She had had enough of F-boys.
I think becoming a single mom was the start of that.
Right.
But not be like crying because I am not in the happiest place and it hurts when I'm going through it.
What was the most painful aspect of that?
The most painful.
Was it the breakup? Was it the idea of being a single parent?
It was a combination of everything.
Right.
Because none of it was ideal. I grew up with my mom and my dad being together. The idea of it being mommy and daddy that made baby.
Yeah.
And then also you're living your life in front of the world.
Yeah.
And that adds a whole other layer.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm failing right now.
Other people
they gonna roast me.
Yeah.
Here they come in the comments.
Right,
not to
right,
get
right,
pride.
right,
like,
right.
you know,
Exactly.
all that stuff, you know, it's real. You can't help but to think of it. And the one thing I will say is I'm really afraid of losing myself.
Got it.
Okay.
And I think if you sit in situations that aren't healthy, or you let them like linger too long, you start to lose yourself. You know? I don't like crying all the time.
Right.
I don't like being sad. So I'm like, how do I get out of this?
Exactly.
Because I like being happy.
Like trying every
I
single
like-
way.
I'm like, we're gonna have to push through this.
Exactly.
thing. When I was thinking about my son, I know what I want to feel. Like, I know the kind of love like that I want for us. Right?
Ciara also discussed her experience of falling in love again. She also discussed how she came to discover love inside herself. She prayed specifically for the kind of husband she desired, and she received everything she had longed for.
I've always had the same goal of wanting to be loved a certain way.
Right.
But I was just walking in the wrong direction. I was looking in the wrong direction. I thought I was gonna be single for a long time. Being in that new position of being a single mom is like, when you're thinking about dating, that's like a bit of a like, what's this gonna be like? Because I look different now. Like, not saying I physically look different, but I look different because when I date, now it's not just me, it's somebody else.
You have somebody else.
So you created a different vision for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was very clear on it, but I also desired something different. Loving myself was huge because once I start to love myself, then I'm also loving my son.
Yeah.
Right? Then I can also love how I can also be loved how I deserve to be
Right.
loved, and I can also love the right way too.
Exactly.
And the moment I started to do that, like the taste of something that I thought kind of was like cool or tasted right before, it didn't taste good anymore.
There
Exactly.
you go. Yeah.
When Russ came into our lives, Future was 10 months old. It was different.
Yeah.
I never had that feeling in my life.
What was the feeling? What was it?
It was just like, it was calm. The way he looked at life, it was different. Also, the energy with my son, it just felt right. And then, of course, the consistency. He's consistent. Whenever he would think of me, he would always think about my son. And to love me is to love my son.
There you go.
We come together.
Yep.
As I mentioned earlier, Ciara's relationship with Future was extremely difficult for her, and they continued to be at odds long after their breakup. In actuality, Future wasn't really pleased that his son was now hanging out with Russell Wilson, or that Ciara had moved on to him. Ciara had to cope with the fallout from that, which was a major problem. Before Russell and Ciara were married, Ciara had to cope with potential criticism of her husband, Russell Wilson, in addition to that mess. When Ciara attempted to contact Future, he declined to speak with Russell and proceeded to criticize Russell on Apple Radio.
And now there's a whole big thing in the news about he's upset because you're dating Russell Wilson. He's okay with that, I guess. But he doesn't like the fact that you've exposed that you've introduced your son to Russell Wilson.
It's been very interesting, you know, to hear what a lot of guys have had to say. And I feel like in a sense it's a bit of a double standard, you know, because at one point in time when we were together, I took care of his kids as well at a very young time in our relationship.
Because he has 3 other children, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He actually has 4, one's adopted. But I really, I was involved very early in the stage of us getting to know each other, and that's been a big conversation. It's kind of like, well, what's the difference here? You know, I think that even for the men that were outspoken, it's like wouldn't you want someone to love on your child or love on the child that, you know, you're speaking about? And more than anything, it is a child we're talking about. And that's the thing that I think people have to think about. It's like, remove the adults from the situation. Like, really, this is my child here, you know, and that's serious. So I did reach out to my son's father, you know, for him and Russell to speak, and he didn't want to talk to me. You know, we didn't get to talk, and so that was that. So I don't know what more they would expect for me to do than just to live my life.
How you feel about nigga Russell Wilson? Like, don't think about it, just say it.
He do exactly what she tell him to do.
I said, how do you feel about the nigga, period?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I don't have no feelings for. I feel like goddamn, it ain't no feelings.
Do
for
you
me.
feel like go too far though?
I feel like he getting caught up.
I'm talking about with your son. Do you feel like the nigga go too far?
He not being a man in that position. Like, he not being a man at that point. Like, you not being a man. You not telling her, man, bro, chill out with that on the internet. Don't even talk to him. I'm your husband. You better not even bring Future name up. If that was me, she couldn't even bring his name up. She know that. She couldn't even bring her ex's name up. Now, I don't care what they gave you. What you don't bring their name up in interviews. Don't even do nothing around them. No, don't say nothing. I felt that the fact you'd already been around my kid when y'all started going together, and when y'all first posted the first picture, and I didn't even, and you haven't even talked to me. And then when y'all get married, y'all would be like, she was like, I want you to meet Russell now, man. Y'all already done did all the damage. I don't want to meet him now.
As you can hear from the tape, Future sounded like a baby daddy who has been rejected. He felt so pressured. In any case, please share your thoughts about this video in the comments section below. If you care, kindly like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.